Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. So today I did this get ready with me as well as a story time. The story time is on how I got caught 2 times doing the dirty. So if you guys want to know that story as well as learn how to do this look, please keep on watching. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, sis, and I hope you join my little family and you keep on enjoying these videos. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So to save some time, I already did one eye. That way you guys know exactly what I'm doing. And I'm using the B Bella Cosmetics Obsession palette. So I'm going to be first going in with this eyeshadow right here. And for the brush, I'm going to be using the Makeup Shack T11. Discount code Erika for 20% off because, you know, you want to save some coins. So I'm going to start by going in with that shadow. And I was like, my chair made a noise. Before I go in, I'm just going to make sure that my concealer is not creased and blended out, being that I already did this side. So let's just do that. And I'm just taking that straight on my crease. I'm not going to start blending. If you guys have watched my videos, you should know by now that I usually just start building up the eyeshadow. And you know, I kind of go for placement first versus going in and straight to blending. Sorry about that. So to me, that's just easier to, you know, build my shade, blend it out a little bit, and then just keep on moving. So that is what I'm doing. So now for the story time, guys. Oh my God, this chair. Okay, so one of like the screws fell off of my little bench. It's not a chair, it's a bench. And it keeps making that noise. So excuse me if I'm moving and you hear that little noise. I'm sorry about it. I'll try to get it fixed soon. Anywho, now for the story time of this video, me and my boyfriend have been together for 6 years. And we've been together since high school. So back when we were in high school and, you know, we finally decided to get down and dirty, I did the dumbest shit ever, which was, first of all, I'm sorry to my mom because I disrespected her house. But me and my boo decided to, you know, get down and dirty at her house. It wasn't when my mom was there. It was like a day that I knew she was going to be out and about. And so I thought I was going to get away with it slick, like no one was going to come home and catch me because I knew what time my mom was going to come home. I thought I had it all planned out, right? Cool. So that happens. And by the way, I'm starting to blend it out. There's like a little pelito right here and it's annoying me. So then he comes over and, you know, we decide to do it, whatever. Tell me why my fucking sister decided to come to my mom's house that day at that time. And she straight up like opens the door and catches both of us butt ass naked. Like butt ass naked doing it. Sorry about that, guys. The video did cut off because tell me why every time I film, everyone decides to fucking call me. Like this is, I don't know why everyone decides to call me when I'm filming, but it just always happens. And I'll be filming and the next, you know, I realize my phone is ringing the whole time I was talking. And I'm just like, bro, you could hear it, you know? So I'm so sorry that I like got cut off previous to, you know, whatever job I'm saying right now. But I didn't do anything else. Like I stopped once I realized that the phone was ringing. So I'm so sorry about that, guys. But I'm gonna just continue with my eyeshadow and then the story. So I'm basically done blending that shadow out. Now I'm gonna be going in with this darker orange. So this one right here. And I'm gonna be going in with the Makeup Shack T83. So this shade, I'm gonna go directly on the crease. So right under my first eyeshadow so that I don't cover that one up. So going back to my story, guys, we literally got caught butt ass naked. Like my sister saw my boo butt ass naked and it was the most awkward thing in the world. So she like opened the door, obviously saw us, and then she closed the door and like went to the living room. And like we got up and I was like looking at him like, fuck. And then he looks at me and he's like, you fucking said your mom wouldn't be here, your sisters wouldn't be here, your sister doesn't even live here. Like, what the hell is she doing? How did she get in? And I was just like, I didn't even know what to say. In my head, I was just like, oh my God, like my mom is gonna fucking kill me. So that was all that was in my head. And we started changing real quick. We go out to the living room and he like looks at her and he just walks out and, you know, obviously he left. And my sister looks at me and she's like, I'm calling my mom right now. And I was like, fuck. Like, I didn't even say anything because what do you say? Don't call my mom. Like, it was the worst, you know, situation I felt like I could have been in. And then her boyfriend was like, no, like, you can't rat your sister out like that. And she was literally on the phone with my mom already, but she didn't tell her anything. She was just like, oh no, I called you an accident or something like that. But basically she hung up on my mom because her boyfriend told her not to rat me out. And in that moment, I didn't even know what to say. And she was like, what were you thinking? Like, you know, she literally started telling me all sorts of things. And I was just like, bro, like, I fucked up. I know I did. And so the point is, she didn't tell my mom. But it doesn't end there, guys. So that happens. The reason she ended up going to my mom's house was because she went to go leave her son so that I could watch him. Mind you, no one ever told me they wanted me to watch her son. So I did not expect her showing up. But that was that. And then she basically told me like all these things. And I don't know, like, how could I do that? Like, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. She ended up leaving, and then she didn't tell my mom. So like it wasn't like a month later. It was like 2 months later, me and her got in an argument. And I was in the car with my mom driving to Smart and Final, I think. Like, I remember exactly where I was. I remember everything, guys, like when my sister decided to call my mom and tell her. So that was like that, right? So we got in an argument, and at the time, I didn't have a phone. Like, remember, guys, my parents, we were literally living paycheck to paycheck. So I didn't have a phone until I was 18. So this was my senior year of high school, and I did have a car, but I only had a car because it was literally necessary because my school was so far from my house. So I'm driving, and my mom's in the passenger seat, and because I never had a phone, my mom would let me use her phone, and that way I could keep in contact with my boyfriend. So my mom did know I was in a relationship with him. So did my dad. Like, they let me, you know, be with him or whatever, because we would only ever hang out when he would come over to my house, which is the only time my mom would let me hang out with him. And so I'm driving, and my sister decides to call the phone, like my mom's phone. And mind you, I have the phone. So I answered, and I was like, hello. And she's like, why do you have my mom's phone? Give my mom her phone. And I was like, okay. So before I move on, I'm going to be switching eyeshadows. And now I'm going to be going in with this brown right here, and I'm gonna be taking that on a Makeup Shack T82. So now I hand my mom the phone, and oh, by the way, I'm gonna keep this eyeshadow lower than the first one, so literally right here, and then I'm not covering both of those other two shades. So now I hand my mom the phone, and like my mom put it on speaker, and she was like, what's up, you know? And my sister's mad at me, guys. So she basically goes off telling my mom that she had caught me, that blah, 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 blah. Guys, my mom turned around and looked at me, and she was like, you know, and they give you that look, that I'm gonna beat your ass look. She gave me that look. And I was just like driving like, fuck, because I could hear the whole ass conversation. And then I'm already gonna park, you know, because we're getting to Smart and Final. And my mom like lets my sister finish talking, and then she says, you know what? This happened 3 months ago, and you should have told me then and not now, because now you're telling me out of anger, and you're not telling me because you just caught her doing it. So she was like, next time you catch her doing something, tell me like in the moment. Don't tell me 3 months later. And so then my mom hangs up on her, right? And so then I kind of just look at my mom, and she's like in Spanish, she tells me, she's like, no te puedo regañar ya, because you already did it. And she's like, but I hope you know better. And I was just like, that's it? I'm not going to get my ass beat? And I was just like, but I still felt so awkward, guys, because my mom just found out what I fucking did, you know? And so I was tripping out, but I was glad she didn't yell at me. And so we go into Smart and Final, and like walking into the store, I'm thinking, my mom's going to be awkward as fuck. And while we're in there, she's actually not acting any type of way. She's not talking to me like when she's mad. She was straight up just doing her thing, like if my sister had never called, you know? And then we go back home. I'm like, maybe she's gonna get me in trouble when I go back home, because, you know, maybe she's not trying to do a scene out here. Nope, never got in trouble for it. And so I had my mom's phone, and I was texting my boyfriend, like, you know, my sister just ratted us out. And then he was like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see your mom like the same way anymore, like now that she knows. And ever since for that first year after my sister caught us, my boyfriend would always say, like, I don't want to see your sister because your sister saw my butt, like my everything, you know? She saw me butt ass naked. Like, I don't know if I can look her in the eyes anymore. And I was like, well, you're gonna have to, because we're not gonna act some type of way in front of my family. And he did. And I mean, we're still together 6 years later, and it was the funniest thing. But guys, in that moment, like both times when my sister caught me and then when my mom found out, I felt like my heart dropped both times. Like, you know, your mom just found out. Your sister just saw you and your man butt ass naked doing the do. And I was just like, it was the funniest thing. Now I look back at it and I laugh. But during that time when it happened, it wasn't funny. Like, I was scared shitless. But anywho, that was like the story of that story time. I had talked to you guys on Instagram and asked if you guys wanted to hear it, and you all said yes. So thank God it didn't get, you know, worse beyond that. But I think it's like my mom said, you know, my sister decided to tell her when she was mad at me, and it was like 3 months later versus telling her when it happened. So that was that. Now, getting back to this look, I already finished blending that eyeshadow. I'm actually gonna pull it out just a little more. Over here, I'm taking that dark brown again. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cut a half cut crease just like I did on this side. I mean, I'm gonna be taking the JCat Beauty Stations concealer. So that is this concealer right here. And I'm taking that in the shade Buff and the Makeup Shack T77. This is my favorite brush for cutting out my eyebrows and for doing cut creases, focal creases, anything that has to do with that, and even cleaning up my lips. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so now that I'm done cutting that crease out, I'm gonna be taking the ColourPop Jelly Much eyeshadow. Hold on, this one doesn't have the name, but I have another one. So let me grab that. So this is the Jelly Much eyeshadow in the shade Photosynthesis, but it's actually spelled Photosynth and then like a space and then cis. So this is the name. I do have a discount code with ColourPop Cosmetics. It is 5, the number 5, MUA Erika 18, and you can save $5 off your purchase. So I'm gonna be taking the Makeup Shack T52, and I'm just gonna be, some of that fell. All right, so I'm gonna be taking that because I don't wanna drop anymore, and applying it to the front part of this crease. And I'm gonna be going over this with another ColourPop shadow just to make it a little more shiny and make it a little more yellow, because this is more gold. I didn't want to, a little piece went in my eye. I didn't want to use eyeshadow, which you could easily do a matte eyeshadow that's yellow, but I didn't want to do that because I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to use this. I used this one a long ass time ago and I loved it, but I forgot that it was more gold than yellow. So for that reason, I'm gonna be going out with something else on top. Sorry about that, guys. So the next product that I'm gonna be using is this ColourPop loose pigment in the shade Fool For You, just to make this more yellow. So this is obviously a loose pigment. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna be picking that with the same brush. And just applying it right on top. So you can see how it just adds more yellow and like a sparkle to it. Now I'm actually gonna be taking a matte eyeshadow, which is the orange I already used. And that is this orange right here. And I'm taking that on another T52, so not the same T52, but another brush that's the exact same brush. And I'm just gonna be patting that on the other end where I didn't apply any of that yellow or golden shade. So now to not have this so half and half, I'm gonna take the brush that I used the loose pigment with, and I'm just gonna drag that over the orange, just so that they can kind of blend together and, you know, it'll diffuse away versus just being like, I slapped on yellow and then I slapped on an orange. And to make that look even more blended, I'm gonna go back with the matte orange shade, and I'm gonna just tap it on top once again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the Araceli Ojos Perfectos liquid eyeliner, and I'm just gonna be adding a line of eyeliner, not a wing, just because I like the way it looks when I put on my lashes and the band literally goes away, like it hides. So I'm gonna be doing that. So now that that's done, I'm gonna be applying some lashes. I'm using the Lorella Cosmetics lashes in the style Games. So here they are. So I do have a discount code with Lorella. It is Muaerika. By the way, if you guys ever wonder what my discount codes are, I do have them linked below. As well on my Instagram, there is the highlights tab labeled discount codes where you can just find them on there. Or like I said, a bunch of them are also down in the description. So y'all can check those out. For my glue, I'm going to be using the Makeup Shack Lash Glue. And I am going to do this off camera just so I don't make this video extra long. Next, I'm taking the Araceli Gel Liner. And this is a pencil, obviously. And I'm going to be taking this on my top waterline just to blend in my eyeliner and lash a little better. Because you guys know how you can see the waterline just as you can on the bottom. You can't see it on the top. So I like to do this just so you know everything blends a little better. Fortunately, that was not the first time I was caught, you know, doing the dirty. So my first year living in the dorms, I lived in a loft and I had 2 roommates. And so my boyfriend, he lived back home and he would go see me like 3 times out of the week. And one day when he went, you know, we decided to do it. So we decided to do it at a time when both of my roommates weren't there. So I thought I was gonna get away with it once again. And many times I did. So in my dorms, I did a lot of the times because I knew my roommates' schedules. But this time, I guess I didn't think about what time one of them was gonna come back. So my roommate Yuri decided, you know, come back to our room. And I lived in a loft, so I slept on the top. And it wasn't like a bunk bed, like you went up some stairs and, you know, there was 2 beds at the top. And so she slept on the left side and I had the right side. And then we were obviously up on my side and she came in and opened the door. And by the way, I'm going in with the Ola Hendrickson Banana Bright Eye Cream. And I was like, Yuri, because me and my boyfriend were in there. And she was like, yeah? And I was like, get out, like now, get out. And she was like, oh my God, like she knew what I was doing. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna be in the lounge area. Just let me know when you're done. I thought that was the funniest thing because she considered us and was like, do your thing and finish. But we didn't. I was like, oh my God. I was in there and I was like, we almost got caught again. And because we were on the top, when you would open the door and walk in, you couldn't see what the 2 people who lived on top were ever doing. Unless we were like, you know, sitting this way where the stairs were up to go up. I mean, sorry if you guys heard the noise again. So she didn't see anything, but we could easily have been caught that time. So we ended up changing and we went outside and I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. You literally almost walked in on us. And she was like, you know what? She's like, next time put a sock on the door. Now I'm going to be taking the Kiehl's Hydro Plumping Retexturizing Serum. And so after that, I wouldn't put a sock because I felt like if I put a sock, my hallmates would kind of know what I was doing. So I would leave a sticky note on the door and I would say, Yuri or, you know, my other roommate, I'm going to the library. And I never went to the library, and if I did, it was with them. So they knew, like, basically that was code for don't come in, I'm doing it. And yeah, that was that. But I always think, like, why me? Why am I always getting caught? But basically that time it wasn't that bad. She just kind of walked in and didn't see anything, but still, it was pretty funny. So I do have sensitive skin and my nose area right here tends to get a little pink. So if you guys see it get pink a little bit, that's just my skin. It's very sensitive and dry. So now I'm gonna be taking the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. And I like this one because it does have sunblock on it and I'm really bad at putting sunblock on. Also, this one is not oily, at least for me it's not. And I'm dry and I don't like, even though I'm dry, I like moisture, but I don't like moisture to where moisturizers are oily or they're too thick. And this one for me is not. And like I said, the plus about it is that it has sunblock in it. So I love that. Like I said, I'm really bad with putting on sunblock. So ever since I bought this, I'm like, perfect. Now every time I do my makeup, I'm putting on sunblock. Next, I'm going in with the NYX Bear With Me Jelly Primer. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of that. And this is literally like jelly. I know you guys have seen me use this before, but I really like this primer. I feel like it's affordable and it lasts, like my makeup. I got some jelly on my boob. My makeup lasts me all day. So this is like my everyday primer. All right, so next I'm gonna be taking my NARS Natural Radiant Longer Foundation. This is in the shade 3.5, M3.5. It's a little too dark, but I'm gonna be mixing it with Soft Beige from LA Girl, and this is the Pro Matte Foundation. So this is my perfect shade. This one is obviously too dark, but I mixed just a little bit of this to this one just so it kind of goes up like half a shade. I don't like my foundation always being perfect because my body is so much darker than my face. So I just like to go half a shade darker, and then it's always perfect. Like you literally cannot tell my foundation is, you know, half a shade darker because obviously I'm going in with the one that's perfect. So that's just what I like to do. And then obviously I still highlight and it's okay. Like it's not even noticeable. Now I'm gonna be taking my favorite sponge, which is the Makeup Shop sponge. And I'm just gonna go in on that and start bouncing it on. So you guys see how it kind of just blends in. You really can't tell that it's half a shade darker. So I like to do that. I also do it on my clients. Honestly, it looks like it matches them perfectly, and it does, but technically I did go in half a shade darker. And that's just something that I personally like to do. You don't have to do this. I just like to do it. And you can see if I lift my neck, you can't tell. Just telling you my little trick, sis. By the way, I just want to mention, do you guys see this little hair? I did a live the other day and I was telling you guys how I did that. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen the video of this little girl who's filming a video of curling her hair with a wand. I'll be inserting it right here. But she's curling her hair and leaves it for too long and basically burns off her hair. That was literally me. So what I was doing was I was not curling my hair. I was straightening my hair. And while I was doing that, I was watching, what was I watching? I was watching the like Real Black China on YouTube, and I was so into it that my dumbass forgot that I was straightening this piece. And so I literally like saw it fall off. I literally felt my heart drop in that moment, and I was like, you're a dumbass. But then I looked in the mirror and it was really just like that much hair, which is kind of a lot, kind of not a lot. So I didn't stress. I started laughing about it because I felt so dumb, and I could feel what that little girl felt, and I was just like, damn. And so then it was that same day I decided to do a live, and I was like, you guys know what I did? And I was like telling you guys what my dumbass did, and y'all were cracking up. I was cracking up. I honestly was not like crying about it. It's a little piece of hair. It's gonna go back. I don't mind it too much. And the reason it burnt off is because if you guys pay attention, this little piece of hair was where the blonde was. So obviously it burnt off easily because it was blonde. So another reason I haven't retouched my hair into the blonde, I talked to my hairstylist and we agreed we'd let my hair, you know, take a break and then get back to what it is. Obviously, I'm not gonna let it get back to this whole natural hair color. However, I'm just, you know, give it a break, let it recover, and then go back to blonde. I don't plan on, I always get asked if I plan on going dark, and no, I don't. I don't really like dark hair. I feel like blonde is just my thing. It's became my thing. So you guys see how my foundation literally blended right into my neck? Perfect. Now I'm gonna be taking my JCat Beauty Stations concealer, and I'm gonna mix it with the Born This Way concealer in the shade Light Beige. This one's in the shade Buff. So the reason I mixed both of these is because in the summer, this was my perfect concealer shade, and it was cool because, you know, I was a little tanner. However, now that we're into fall, obviously I'm not in the sun as much and the sun's not out that much. So I got a little lighter, and this one is just not doing it for me, like the shade wise. So now I mix a little bit of the shade Buff from JCat Beauty just to brighten myself up a little more. So just like that. Now I'm gonna go back into my beauty sponge and just blend all of that out. I wanna know, guys, have you guys ever got caught doing the dirty? Have you ever burnt off your hair? Let me know, because, I mean, I know I'm not alone on the burning my hair off, but I feel like I'm a grown-ass woman and this little girl was little, so I feel like a pendeja. However, it's cool, whatever happened, I'm not gonna die. But have you guys done it? Let me know. And have you got caught? Where did you get caught? What were you doing? By who did you get caught? Let me know. I'm actually really interested to know that. So let me know in the comments. I'm gonna go ahead and contour lightly with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. And I said lightly because I'm not trying to do a full-on contour. Like, just wanna go in a little bit. So I'm gonna be taking that and applying it. When I like it pretty cut, I go in with a good amount of this. However, I'm trying to go in lightly today, so I'm not gonna do too much of that. So just like that, and I'm going back in with my sponge. I literally do everything with my sponge. And I'm gonna start bouncing that out to blend it. So just like that. Do the same thing over here. So to blend out my nose contour, I'm gonna be taking the Makeup Shack T44 and just buff this out. And I always bring it up to the nose, being that, you know, your nose naturally blends up this way. That way, you know, it has a natural blend versus I stopped right here. Now you can see that it's lighter up here and, you know, the contour kind of just ended. And the reason you're supposed to cut this off right here and do a little line is because you don't want to just do 2 lines and make your nose look droopy. So, you know, you cut it off. I'm gonna be using my Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. So this one came in BoxyCharms August box, I think it was August. No, it was June. Yeah? Open the door. Baby, I'm busy. I'm doing a video. No, open the door. Go with daddy, mommy. Sorry about that. So I'm just gonna start pressing this into my face. I'm gonna leave a little bit on my under eyes, which is where I crease. Well, basically I think it's where we all crease the most. So I'm gonna let it sit there for a little bit while I bronze, and then I'll brush it off before I go into doing my under eyes. And as far as the rest of my face, I'm gonna just press this in everywhere else. But as you guys can see, I left like a layer right there. Now I'm gonna be taking my KKW Beauty Powder Contour and Highlight Kit in the shade Medium. And, you know, I'm just gonna bronze this face up. Now, I do really like a bronze, so if I go in a little more than you do, don't judge me. I just like looking bronzed. I feel like I can't talk today. By the way, the brush is the Makeup Shack T21. So most of my brushes are from the Makeup Shack. 90% of them are the Makeup Shack. I have a few Morphe and like 1 or 2 MAC, but I mainly use the Makeup Shack. So, you know, I do have a video that is showing basically my favorite brushes, and it's just like a few months back. I think it's, if I'm correct, it's 7 months back. But I plan on filming an updated one because I think like a few weeks after I filmed that video, the Makeup Shack came out with a few new brushes. So clearly I want to include those, and I'll probably just be filming in updated ones pretty soon, so that way you guys can get up to date with them. But yeah, you guys can find that video like 7 months back. Now to brighten up my nose, I'm going to be taking the Silhouette Contour Palette from the Makeup Shack, and I'm going to be taking the shade Light on a Makeup Shack T65 and just lightly brighten that up. And you want to make sure you don't do a crooked line because then it is noticeable. Trust me, guys. I did that once, and thank God I was like in my car and I flipped down the little mirror and I realized that happened, and I walked my ass back in the house and fixed it. And ever since then, I double check. I'm like trying to stay as still as possible so I don't do a crooked line because it does make your nose look wonky. So just be careful with that. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and make this eye look just like this side. So first I'm gonna be taking the Makeup Shack T34, and I'm just gonna blend out this translucent powder that I left right here. And now I'm gonna be going back into the Obsession palette, and the first eyeshadow I'm gonna be taking is the first one I took for my eyes, which was this one right here. And I take that on a Makeup Shack T53. However, I also took this one with another shade, so I'm gonna make sure I rub that off. But now I'm gonna bring that one, and I'm just gonna drag this shade the lowest because this is my lightest eyeshadow. So the darkest should always be closest to the lash line, and the lightest should always be lower. You know what I'm saying? That way you can see all the eyeshadows you use, you know? You gotta leave some space just as you do on the top. All right, next with the same brush, I'm gonna be taking that other orange that I used which was this one up here. By the way, did you guys notice my nails? I kind of went with like a fall look and went with this. Nailed by Sin is my girl. I did film a video where I showed you guys where it is that I go with her, so y'all can check that one out. Now I'm gonna be taking that shadow just a little higher than the first one, just so that I don't cover it up. Now before I go into my darker eyeshadow, I'm gonna be taking the ColourPop, where is it? I'm gonna be taking the ColourPop cream gel liner. This is white, like if you want a, I'll say black, oh, dark as white eyeliner. Now the only thing is it's kind of hard to open. You need this one. Oh shoot. Oh, thank God I pushed it down, otherwise it would have broken. But because this is gel, it just glides on so well. And look at this one, like it's hella pigmented. So I'm gonna just take that and glide it right on. I'm always poking my own eyes. All right, now that my eye is done crying and being a little bit, I'm gonna be taking the Makeup Shack T8 and the brown that I had to use, which was this one here. And I'm just gonna be taking that a little higher than I did those two other shades. Like I said, you don't wanna cover up your work. So let me apply that on. All right, now the only thing is that this palette does not have a black, so I'm gonna be taking a black from another palette. You can obviously use any black that you have on a Makeup Shack T66, which is a smudging brush. And this is perfect because of how small it is. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that right under the lash line. Just right there, so that I can darken that up just as I did with this eye. If you guys can hear cars, I'm so sorry. Everyone's always being so damn rude when I'm filming. Now for mascara, I'm gonna be using the Kush mascara from Milk Makeup. I've used this so much that it's literally rubbed off already, but that is what it's called, Kush mascara. And just applying that to my lower lash line. I almost forgot to go on with blush, guys. I'm gonna be taking the Benefit Dandelion blush, and I'm gonna be taking this on the Makeup Shack T38. And just smile and slap it on. Next, I'm taking my Dissing Katie Fuego highlight. Obviously, I have used this one a lot. And the reason that it's like hitting pan right here is because I always use it with one of these brushes. So this is the Makeup Shack T8. And I'm just gonna go in right in on my tear duct, just to make it glow like that side. And I'm gonna do it over here. All right, for lips, I'm gonna be taking the MAC lip liner in the shade Strip Down because I'm feeling like stripping down. I'm just kidding, guys, I'm not. Be taking that and lining my lips. Oh wait, I need to sharpen it. For lipstick, I'm gonna be taking the Gerard Cosmetics lipstick in, what's the Hydro Matte lipstick in Aphrodite. Discount code Muaerika, and just pop that right on. Now, to top it all together, I'm gonna be using the Spirit lip gloss from Cara Beauty. Discount code Erika18. I swear, I feel like in this video I've been mentioning my discount codes this whole time. Excuse me, but sorry, not sorry. A girl's gotta make her money. And I'm just gonna pop that on. Now to set everything, I'm just gonna be using the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray. And this one's in Rose. Alright guys, so this is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now tonight, I'm gonna be converting this whole thing into a butterfly skull. So I'm basically recreating a look that I saw on Instagram. I don't remember her Instagram name, but I'll be inserting the picture here just so you guys know what I was going for. And then I think I'll be filming that look. And obviously I'll be giving credit to the girl who did create it because like I said, later tonight I'm just gonna be recreating her look. Now, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, please do so. My Instagram is MUAErika18. Subscribe, sis. You already watched my entire video. Might as well subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts. Let me know, have you done the dirty and gotten caught? Have you burnt off your hair like I did? Now, for that reason, I've been wearing clips right here because I kind of try to clip those down, so it doesn't stick out. And with that being said, thank you for watching my video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.
Ready, set, better yet. Got this bitch rocking like we never left.